Anyway, this is Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye by my right, and Prince Ajibola on my left. I am Adeyinka Adetayo. Ethnic-driven attacks on Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye, aka Iyalode Adeyinka Bello, and other matters arising therefrom. Our attention is drawn to the vitriolic attacks on Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye, popularly known as Iyalode Adeyinka Bello, on the social media platform. A lecturer in the Lagos State University, whose recent comments on our Facebook page regarding our personal preferences have been trending to the extent of exciting intense ethnic backlash, and the Yoruba nation, as usual, is being dragged in the mud. We have become particularly concerned as we observe very accurately that all these comments are coming from the region of this country with a preponderance of persons fond of throwing darts at us, collectively and individually, while pretending to be exercising a false sense of nationalism. We are talking about a particular class of a new generation of Ibos people of the Southeast who have consistently demonstrated over the years an aggressive attitude of contempt, gaslighting, and harassment for the Yoruba race of people and things and institutions associated with the race. It would appear as though this class of acutely unruly people now constitutes the majority of the Igbo population worldwide. As we follow the trend, we find it most curious that the attacks on Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye has been intensely personal and calculated to bring her not only into public ridicule, but also to diminish our self-esteem and reduce her to an emotional and psychological wreck. It is a new trend of the cyberbullying of the Yoruba people. Why should anyone attack Dr. Olarinmoye for expressing her personal opinion on preferred marital choice for our children in the first place? This is the questions we are here to ask, and for which we shall demand answers. On Wednesday, 21st May 2025, Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye on her Facebook handle, Iyalode Adeyinka Bello, had made an innocuous remark in her reaction to a trending comment of David Adeleke, aka Davido, who declared his bloodline and presumed preference on his affinity with the Ibos through a bloodline. She has simply written, "I would ensure my kids marry Yoruba. I would ensure my kids marry Yoruba." She wished for her own children to marry from her own Yoruba stock, a statement rooted in a well-justified desire for her children to marry within their cultural heritage, which is a natural and self-preserving instinct shared by many parents and people globally. What on earth can be wrong with the above statements? It is a wish. It is logical. It makes perfect sense for a hard-working Yoruba woman who lives with her children in a badly structured country like Nigeria, which is running on a false constitutional federation, where several ethnicities are aiming to dominate one another. It should be noted that there are 300 distinctive ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. She mentioned her ethnic group of preference for future relationships that will involve our own children. But some members of the ethnic group, the class of people earlier described above in their usual display of ethnic arrogance, have been challenging our right to determine what's best for our children. This group of people have managed to find an offense in a simple statement. They went round and round until they twisted the original words of this lady, rephrased it, and obtain a kind of narration that aligns with their evil intentions, evil design. Dr. Olarinmoye's earlier comment was later reproduced by them as an Igbo man marrying my daughter cannot happen at all. An Igbo man marrying my daughters cannot happen at all. Remember, our comment was, I would ensure my kids marry Yoruba. I would ensure my kids marry Yoruba. But the new narrative is, an Igbo man marrying my daughters cannot happen at all, which is credited to her. Isn't this just mischievous? She never even wrote such a thing. Once rephrased, this particular false statement and a file photo of Dr. Olarinmoye was put together and sent to several news blogs, such as Linda Ikeji blog, Oriental, etc., to fuel a most vicious campaign which resulted in personal insults, abuses, and even threats of physical violence to inflict bodily harm on her. We obtained several samples of these sponsored publications, and even a cursory review revealed shockingly that practically all of the hateful commentaries came from characters who, very undoubtedly, are Ibos. They own and control all the blog sites as well. While it is easy to succumb to the temptation which commends passive indifference to the egregious provocation, holding same as the personal affairs of the affected person, we must address some of the issues raised in their various social media posts and blog sites, especially when it is so clear that these coordinated vilifications and threats have broader implications for the safety and well-being of our people. Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye will therefore not be left alone in this regard. We will rise at all times to defend the rights of our people to express themselves without let or hindrance in any form. We are acutely aware of the increasing expressions of hostility of the class of Igbo people who unfortunately are in the majority of the general Igbo population worldwide. People are not happy that a woman of her standing would dare to suggest a counter narrative which suggests a path to the redemption of a race under serious siege. Those who celebrate the constant denigration of our people as being lazy, cowardly, and lately uneducated, despite glaring evidence to the contrary, will stop at nothing to ensure that any flicker of illumination is stamped out. Marriage should be for mutual benefits for the two parties involved, unless if it equates to a parasitic relationship in the estimation of these elements. There should be no disagreements leading to attacks if a person declares her interest against any hypocritical interethnic marriage. It is a choice that we need to defend vehemently. They aim to and have repeatedly deployed the tactics of cyberbullying through mass media mob attacks to cancel out our dear Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye, perhaps for a consistently bold political stand against the Obidient Movement, which is their passion, and a consistent support for APC. They aim to run their calumnious campaigns to our employer in the sadistic hope of getting our appointment terminated with the school. What an evil mindset. We have also observed with keen attention and increasing alarm the gradual execution by these people of what can only be a Zionist agenda over Lagos State and Yoruba land in general through an ethnic-propelled held mentality by the same elements who are undoubtedly Ibos. We see the signposts of Zionism ideology all over Yoruba land. expressed in the gradual and systematic displacement of Yoruba people from their socio-economic and ancestral spaces from Yoruba land through intentional demographic alterations. We see it in the way they asserted themselves in our local politics. We see it in the steady corruption of our Yoruba bloodline through targeted marriage of their women with the cream of our elites and their children. We see it even in cultural matters, as they keep inserting their cultures to override our own, even on Yoruba land. We see as their cultural nuances and idiosyncrasies are steadily being promoted to occupy the minds of our impressionable youths and ignorant adults. This is an invasion of Yoruba land and nothing of brotherly cohabitation between us and these evil elements. We recall the several efforts and instances where these people have tried and many times succeeded to cancel out our bright minds in Yoruba land through the tactics of coordinated bullying, intimidation, and smear campaigns, especially in the course of their support for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in 2023. We saw their narcissistic attitude and approach in their passionate tribal support for Mr. Peter Obi while denigrating such Yoruba sons and daughters like Madam Joke Jacobs, Tony Abraham, Bella, Sheilo, Whiskey. Even in Lagos, Yoruba land, a Yoruba man was not entitled to freely support Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, but they are free to support whomever they wish for. People who are most often anti-Yoruba elements. It had to be Mr. Peter Obi and Mr. Chinedu Rosevival or nobody else for the Yoruba people. We recall the coordinated media and legal attacks on Governor Sanwo-Olu for suggesting that Yoruba language be brought into schools and other public places in Lagos State, for executing other responsibilities of efficient governance in Lagos State, such as demolition of illegal structures like the Land Park Gardens. And finally, we take judicious notice that this set of people rarely criticize political leaders of the Southeast. Not even criminals like Simon Ekpa who have suddenly assumed leadership positions amongst them, would they ever criticize? And definitely, they don't ever look up to the Hausa Fulani North to even briefly criticize anybody or anything they do in their region. It will then lead us to the conclusion that we are taken for granted in Yoruba land because of our hospitable nature and gentlemen embedded in the Omoluabi ethos ingrained in us as a culture which they are quite often mistaken for and described as weakness, complacency, and stupidity on our part. Well, we are not any of the above. We would like the world to be informed that we have taken adequate notice of these Zionist trends, and we will take steps to draw by all means the attention of the executive and legislative branches of the governments of Yoruba land, of Yoruba State, and all geographical locations where Yoruba people are domiciled in Nigeria, to put a stop to the trend, and at the same time, wake them up to their responsibility of empowering Yoruba people as an immunity against the Zionist scourge. May we use this occasion to express our strong condemnation of this act of cyberbullying of Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye coming from this direction of people who are mainly Ibos. And consequently, we sound a note of warning to all those who live under the illusion that Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye or any Yoruba man or woman for that matter may be bullied or attacked without consequences to perish the thought. Our response will be swift and far-reaching. We shall dispense with niceties which dictate civil engagement. We shall defend our interests by any means necessary. In any case, Section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act 2015 and other relevant laws clearly criminalize cyberbullying and prescribe adequate penalties. Accordingly, as a law-abiding citizen, Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye has duly notified necessary security agencies of the threats on her and the matter of her personal safety. Our loyalty is first and foremost to Yoruba land. We think Yoruba first. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Our elders, Yoruba say, is when the man wakes up, that is his morning. Long before now, all the signs are there that we are heading for trouble. All the signs are there. We also have started yesterday. Yesterday was the best time. Today is a good time. Tomorrow is not at all. We're not going to go. There is no time you start today. That's not good. We have seen all the signs all over Yoruba land. All over Yoruba land. There is something you call migration. There is something you call, what do you call that thing? No, not demographic. When you stay and you get accustomed to a place, assimilation, acculturation. What we have is not that. What we are seeing here is not acculturation, it's not assimilation, it's not migration, it is an invasion. It's an invasion, and it's not fair. It's not fair. I've been to Igbo land. I've been to nearly every place in Igbo land. I've been to about 32 states of this country. I've been outside the country as well. You come to a people and just like say, come, I want to visit. Okay, sit down. Then you not tell me to move away. It's like when a man is eating and he invites you to come and eat and you say you want to hold his hand. It's not fair. The signs are all over the place, especially in the demographics. When you have the culture of a people, the identity of a people, the livelihood of a people, the very source of their ancestral land of a people, and you, who is not indigenous to that place, you have now moved them in such a way that you have changed the demographics of that place, you have changed the culture of that place, you are changing the general aesthetics of that place. It's more or less like trying to erase them. And that cannot be fair. Anytime you notice such, you have a duty and you are perfectly justified to cry out that no, this is and especially because we have seen it before in history. Especially because we have seen it before in history. It has happened severally in history. It happened in Palestine. It happened in Gobi, the Hausa land. It happened in Jos North. It happened to the Red Indians in America. Right now, it's happening in Jos, and before now, it happened in Abia State. Abia State used to be Ibibio land in the history I read. Yes, it used to be Ibibio land, but it's no longer Ibibio land. It started just like this. When you have a Lagos which used to be 100% Yoruba, suddenly it's becoming 40% Yoruba, 30% Ibos. In another 20 years, it will be 70% Ibos and 30% Yoruba. That the people are feeling. The Awori people are already endangered people in this Lagos. And Lagos is the main base of the Awori people. I don't think they are present anywhere, except geographically, you can count them under Lagos State. That is, we are talking about Ota, Ibesa, all those people. Otherwise, in Lagos State, even in other Ota, they are almost extinct. There are only few places now in Lagos State where you can see the Awori people in their truest elements. Very few. In fact, if you do not buy a land in Lagos, I can assure you that most people are not aware that some people are called Awori.
You know how you guys are stunned by how people say they're from all those extinct states in Nigeria, like Damaturu, Yobe, Jalingo, Adamawa, all those kind of states. Yeah, you're surprised. Me, I'm surprised when someone say, "Oh, I'm from Lagos." You're from Lagos, okay? How are you from Lagos, guy? I still can't believe that people are from Lagos. People, their state of origin is Lagos. I'm from Lagos. We are all from Lagos. Everybody's from Lagos. Lagos is everybody's state. I'm an Igbo girl, but like, I'm from Lagos. Be from Ondo or Ekiti or somewhere, or be from Oyo, but Lagos.
If you come to Lagos and you live in places like Festac, places like Magodo, all those GRAs, you may not know that there are people called Awori. You may not know. So it's something that it has gotten us very worried. And we can't just have the keeping quiet. We cannot just be sitting at home and be grumbling. We have the duty to say it out. And your second question, you said how we going to...
How do you intend to, collaborate with government?
We are going to continually engage government, just as we have done now. We are going to continually write, especially and particularly the legislation, because what we really are going to demand is for legislation. There should be legislation. There should be legislation that protects the rights of the indigent. I am not even an Awori. I was born in Lagos 55 years ago. I've lived in Lagos all my life. But I have never claimed to be a Lagosian. I do not claim to be an Awori, even though I know the Aworis very well. Because I lived in Amorofi, Ojo, for all my life. If I can't claim to be a Awori, can't claim to be a Lagosian, what right as Nnamdi Kanu to say is a Lagosian? When I can say, I'm just from Lagos State here, from Ijebu, and I cannot say I'm a Lagosian. Why will Nnamdi Kanu say he's Lagosian when he's 700 kilometers away from here? And I, who is just 100 kilometers away, I cannot say it. Is that fair? It's an insult, in fact. Especially because I cannot even do it in Igbo land. You can't. You can't do it in Igbo land. The man from Anambra can't go to Igbo and be blabbing his mouth. They will correct it quickly. The man from Abia has his limits in Ebonyi.
Who is Peter Mba? His great-great-grandfather is from Eza. He's from Ebonyi. They settled at Owo. And today somebody will tell me, when you bring somebody from Ebonyi to come and be the governor of Enugu State, God will not allow that.
It's even worse than that. Betty Akeredolu is from Ibos. They chased her away in Ibos because she's married to Odoma. They say she goes to her husband's house. Okay? The one who is in her husband's house, Bayaka, she's in her husband's house. Okay, let me contest Senate. They chased her to her father's house in Enugu. Oh no. Says she's not from Anambra, even when she's wife of Ekeba Ojukwu. So if you cannot do that, if I cannot get that from you, what right have you to demand to get it from me? That's the issue. I will now more than ever before, we are much awake to our responsibility of talking about it. We will continue to talk about it. We will always talk about it. We will not stop talking about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Femi Labipo, and I've been following you on Facebook for some time. So why are we doing this conference in Yoruba? In English language? Okay. We should have been doing it in Yoruba language and maybe subtitled in English or French or whatever language, or maybe there's a sign language person that will be doing that.
I would like to answer that.
All right, thank you.
A good morning, all. My name is Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye, and also popularly known on the social media as Adeyinka. Of course, this conference was called because of the recent happening some 10, 11 days ago, when I made a comment. I responded to a post, a viral post of David Adeyinka, and it just went like that. I think IKG picked it took my picture. This is the picture, and they just syndicated it. It went viral. And dragging my name and calling me names such as by God, this and that. However,
Yes. Yes.
Sure. We can't all be Yoruba. I can assure you we can't all be Yoruba. And that is how plural our society is now. You know, Nigeria communicates formally in English. That is the language we use. And one of the reasons though, that I was picked for that attack was that I had a visitor in my office at last week. I mean, she's a Yoruba lady. And after, discussing the official business, and I just said, pleasant girl, very pleasant lady. She needed a collaboration with my department. I'm the HOD of tourism and hospitality last week. So, and I said, where are you from, young woman? You're so beautiful. I like you. She said, she now mentioned that I did care. And you speak this much English, we're just gisting. And he said, I will not speak English with you again. You have finished the business. Let's start speaking Yoruba. She said she could not speak any Yoruba. I said, you are Yoruba. Only my mother is Delta, and I'm tilted to my mother. And that was the reason I responded to Davido when Davido now said, Igbo blood runs in me. And my typical southeastern people, they just started trending it. Yes, that is why you are more brilliant than them. That is why you are more successful than them. That, they were just making all those derogatory expressions about my people. We react differently to issues of ethnicity. I'm a cultural anthropologist, and I understand erasure of the people. When you are going to erase a people, you first, I termed it cultural genocide. And if you just eliminate a people from the culture, then they are going to extinct. It's a matter of time. And the trend is there. From Alaba market, where you can't even, as a Yoruba, you can't even mingle. You can't even have assets. And even at Ladipo, I grew up in Mushi. I grew up around Mushi, Ayilara, Surulere generally. And I know it's rare. Which is that I know other business concentrations, like, we call it in demography, we call it clusters.
Fight and anger and bitterness and hate, where did we pick it from? It makes me want to shout. It makes me want to shout. Look at the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Igbo people in Kano or even in Lagos. We are the only people who are not welcoming foreigners. I swear, this is truth. We do not welcome foreigners. We bachie Benin. No, they are coming to take our land. Now, come back, Upano, and develop that your land. No way. Igbo man will go to another person and tell that person that their land is no man's land. But Igbo man will come to their own land and say, no, don't come to this land. You are coming to take our land. Igbo man will be shouting, crying and beating his head and shouting, you are coming to take our land, oh, you are coming to take our land, oh, you are coming to take our farmland, oh, you are coming to... But you already have occupied and you have taken other people's land, bought other people's land. We do, honestly speaking, you need to go and cast away that bitterness, that spirit on an energy of bitterness and hate on foreigners. And when I mean foreigners, it is not even only Hausas and Fulani, including the Yorubas. Including the Yorubas. We have a name for everybody that is not Igbo. We have a name for everybody that is not Igbo. Everybody that is not Igbo, we have a name for them, including the Calabar people.
I know Balogu Market. I know Lapa International. I know Itire. I know Ladipo Market. And which of I as Panda here. and this is a Yoruba land, and it's, to me, it's not working together. It's a confederation. After the amalgamation, we became a nation, isn't it? But in the nation that we are, we must respect boundaries, both physical, cultural, and economic, political. We must, boundaries must be established. I know, and I'm so certain that I cannot, as well as I've done 1/10 of what we do in Indonesia. I won't do it. I can't do it. I can't buy land. My immediate younger brother married an Ibos, but late now. And I know what we went through when she died. I cannot just wrap my head around some customs, and I mean it. So for me to just express a simple statement, I want my children to marry Yoruba, so that I'm afraid that I don't want Yoruba to erase, because I see it erasing. I see so many, even in Ogboni confraternity, I was shocked to know that before the Ogboni confraternity, you have an lady there of somebody who is Chikudi, will be Akpeno. And that is crazy for me. I don't know how to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, infiltrating every fiber of our
see, you can say I'm a bigod, but God knows that you need some bigotry in protecting your identity and your inheritance.
You better go and ask Trump.
Thank you. Maybe I'll just straight away. There's no way we can speak about it as much as we would have loved to, because in fact the target audience are people who don't speak Yoruba. Because we are reporting a case now against Madam Dr. Adeyinka, and also of our observations. And the people we are talking to, those I assume not to understand Yoruba, right? So people here, not all of us here like this, okay, I'm not sure if they understand Yoruba or if they understand what if it's Ibos. It's like right? There's no what do you think? This is not a personal thing. There's no hatred in it. There's no hatred in it. There's no malice in it. You are simply saying things as they are. And that's another problem I have. Once you say there's something called Zionism. It's an ideology. Let me tell you this. Zionism is an ideology. Igbo is a tribe, it's an ethnicity. They are two different things. That's why you see Zionism, ideology. Igbo, tribe. Christianity, religion. Pentecostalism is an ideology. They are two different things. Are you following me? Zionism, the ideology. Igbo, tribe. Christianity, religion. Pentecostalism, ideology. Islam, religion. Wahhabism, ideology. Ideologies are tuned to control the political and economic life of a people, to put the people under control. That is what ideology is. And Zionism is an ideology that some elements in Ebola who are of Igbo ethnicity are using. They are executing it. So it is not possible, just like not all Christians are Pentecostals. Are you following me? Some Christians are Catholic, some are whatever. Some are Celestial, some are Methodist. It's not also all Ibos that are Zionists.
Exactly.
Not all Ibos buy the idea of Zionism. The problem at hand now, right, is that the people who are the Zionists, just a group of criminal-minded people who are executing this thing, who started this since 1940. Their first wave. The second wave started in 1970s. The third wave is the one that is now most dangerous. It's a group of young guys, criminal boys, come together and plot that Lagos is a promised land and we're going to get it. Lagos is a promised land, we're going to get it. Yoruba land is going to be not land. The Chukudi or Gosi who stays in his village, don't know anything about it. You understand? You have Igbo friends, childhood like I have, many, you know. They don't know about it. They are not party to it. They don't subscribe to it. But the people who are doing this thing are so clever to the extent that they have wrapped they have wrapped their ideology under the ethnic Ibos order, such that you cannot talk about them without them without hatred from the general Ibos.
For the general
yes, even those
for example, if you are Ogozi now, okay, Chukwu now, for example, and we are friends, right? You don't subscribe to Zionist ideologies, but there is Nnamdi who is subscribing to it. When I begin to say, Nnamdi, what's happening? You, who is not subscribing to what he's saying, who is not subscribing to what he's saying, will now take offense because Nnamdi happens to be your track person. That's what they have done. And that's what is causing the problem. So that now, are we now to say that, okay, because I don't want to offend Nnamdi, and okay, Chukwu is killing me, I will not talk.
Like, there's not like Igbo. There was Bo GBO. The woman named called Bo, who gave birth to Irupa. Irupa, the one that ruled Europe. Yeah, Europa.
Europa, okay.
Irupa is the woman's name. The grandmother's name is Bo. You ask anybody, the name America is an Igbo name. America is an Igbo name. The real meaning is Emerigomunka. Ask anybody, the founder of America is a black. No matter what is taking place today. And that will take us back. You, the English people, said civilization started in Africa. Yes, it started here.
The first time I told the people that the Igbo people gave birth to Japan, they said I am crazy. I shut my mouth. Later, Japanese government said they are interested, I have to come. Because when I got there, I am going to show them why the Japanese answer names like Ogwejofo, Ngozeka.
The Japanese?
Yes.
You must learn to respect people in order to get respect back. Stop coming to my place and redefining me, who I am. This Humphrey, okay, say, sir, please, what's the meaning of your name? Oraka is not Igbo, please. Yours is Oraka. Mine is Oraka. I am not an Igbo man. I am an Urobo man. Why do you people even find it? See, anytime I see people trying to come, what's your problem? Why do you want to know? What is this new agenda of redefining people? What's this new agenda? Can't you be Igbo and I be Urobo and then we come together and live together? Must I be Igbo for us to live together? What is wrong with you? You make me look as if I'm a bad person, whereas you are the real bad one here. You be Igbo, I be Urobo, the Ijo man be Ijo, the Ikwere man be Ikwere, Kalaba man be Kalaba. Stop this thing. It is a very bad agenda. It's a very poorly written agenda. You can see it before it's even hatched. Stop it.
What does Zulu mean to you? What does the word Amazulu mean? Since you say we're from
Zulu is a name, like I told you, the father of Zulu, which is Nkosinkulu Malandela. He had two sons. He named one Zulu and named one Kwabe. So if you ask me now what is the meaning, we should be asking the father that gave birth to them.
But you said Tina Amazulu, we're from Nigeria, and I'm saying to you is, what does Zulu mean? Zulu has a very specific name. What does it mean?
Hello, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yes.
I'm saying to you, since you said Tina Amazulu, we're from Nigeria, what does the word Zulu mean?
We are, because I use Zulu now, if I use Nkulumalo, you might not know what I'm talking about. I use Zulu because it's what we use now, we know now. All right, but your progenitor, the ancestry of Zulu, where Zulu came from at the later stage, the Nkurumaro that was banished in Igbo land for wrong deed. He then went to the Bantu. First place he learned to
Bantu tribe of Congo. I hear what you're saying, but my question to you is, what does Zulu mean? That's what
you can't ask me what it means. Because
I can, because you're saying hang on, you're saying we're from Nigeria.
You can as well ask me. You can as well ask me what does Nkosinkulu mean, or what does I am telling you the meaning of Nkulumal. I've told you the one that related to Igbo is the one that can tell you what it means. Nkulumalo, of which you come that side and corrupted it to Kumar. That is the linkage. So the Zulu was the child he gave birth at later stage. There were so many kings before the father of Zulu was born. Before Zulu was born. I don't know if you understand.
I don't think you're understanding my question.
But at the very same time, don't try too hard, man. Don't try too hard. You know, sometimes when you try too hard, you become fake sometimes. Because people, when they come and say, no, I've done this, and I came up with this research, you look at the person, you say, is this person for real? Am I talking to human here, or maybe some kind of AI? I don't know. Sometimes, you know, some people are delusional in such a way that they even forget that they are human themselves. Let's actually come up with facts and not claim things that we do are factual. When you come up with a discovery, if you are doing research, where is the paper that you are actually writing this? Where you can't even tell us about the sources. You can't even reference whatever you're saying. You just come up with these are facts. Yes. Facts. Why can't you just say, you know, according to this, and that, there was my paper, according to this.
Wait, there was a guest before you, of which they had made such an observation, of which
I saw the guest.
Of which I accepted
provide that guest with
because I'm bound to correction, to be corrected. It's fine. I'm okay. But
yeah, you look a little bit matured, but I don't understand. I don't know. You look matured, so I'm worried the way you are actually pushing this narrative.
So
I really am very worried.
So
when I look at you, I say this guy is matured. He cannot be sort of, you know, coming up with such kind of. But when I ask you questions, you find it very difficult to answer even a single question. So it becomes, you know, worrisome. But anyway,
all right.
Thanks for the platform, but be careful not to confuse people who are already confused, man. Don't confuse people beyond confusion.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for popping by.
Yeah.
Biafra was the capital of so many kingdoms as at that time. Go and ask the first person that was able to draw the world map, a Portuguese. Fernando Dopo, that's the name. Yes, if I get it correctly. Go and check the first person that drew the world map.
So Biafra was in that map?
Are you asking me? I said go and this I'm saying is I'm talking to the public. Now Biafra was the king.
And I want Lagos airport to be on flames. This the perimeter fence. Go and burn down Lagos. Anybody, if you have double barrel, if you have pistol, anything you have, give it to them, let them go and kill them, penetrate the airport and set Motor Mohammed Airport on fire. Set it ablaze right now. Then the world will listen. You are dealing with animals. Fulani Janjaweed, they are animals. They do not reason. They do not reason. You don't know them. You don't know them. I mean, are they not killing people? The caller on the line, can you hear me? Yes, please. Good evening to you. Yes, go ahead.
Well, my name is Chideverugu, calling from Lagos.
What is happening where you are?
We was at Oshoda Papa Expressway. They was shooting us there. It's 5 people that they killed this evening.
How many policemen died? I don't want to hear they kill us, they kill us. How many did you kill? How many police or army did you kill? How many?
They have burned the Lafa police station. They have burned it down. They burned the Select police station. They burned the Urile police station down. Everything is down now as I'm speaking.
Thank you very much. That is, since if you go to my page, you will see a flag there. Nigerian flag stained with blood. So the flag that people should be carrying should no longer be green, white, green, but green, white, and red.
I have a question.
Sorry, somebody. Okay.
Maybe just like a follow-up question.
Oh, that is okay.
I know the doctors have been very passionate about Yoruba culture. This is just a comment somebody made based on particular thinking. I did the video. And as you are chronicle all these events from that extent,
would your microphone pick this in?
Yeah. Okay. You come down to the issue of politics. You refer again to 2023 during the elections. Is it not like looking political again? If you look at this one, if I can look it from that angle, it's a comment made by somebody, and eventually it comes down that you cannot make that comment, this and that, and then you now chronicle it and you bring it down, or take it back to the issue during the political era, last election. Yes. What exactly form? Are you thinking that they are also thinking this thing will affect the coming?
I want to answer
because this is
directly,
because
this is my
now
own story.
The next.
I want to tell you my story. If you want to listen and you then know exactly where politics enter. I'm an APC carrying card. And of course, I use the social media very well. And many of these people had already interacted with me based on that fact that I'm an APC. In fact, an Asiwajuist, not just an APC member, but one that is subscribing to Asiwaju school of thought. Now, there was a day, I want to tell you this story. I wore my Ankara APC Ankara crested dress, and I was waiting at my bus stop to take a public vehicle to my workplace. This elderly man driving Korope was going to run me down, and he was like very angry. And he's an Ibos. Say, you see this one? I want a miracle. And he was so aggressive. People were shouting. I ran into a ditch, into a gutter. Thank God it's not this rainy season. I was so scared, and they will scare you off. Now, the problem is that there is no way you will separate politics from any other thing in Nigeria, including religion. You cannot separate it. In our social behavior, because we are political animal. I read politics. 2027 is approaching again, and we are going to be attacked again. And they want me to just chicken out and don't talk. And I'm the appointed director of education for grassroots movements and movement for GMT for Lagos State. So if they are already, they can get that to silence me, it means I won't be able to talk. But I'm differently wired. The more you attack me, the more you because I did not say anything, and you are sending threats to me of going to kill me for what? For saying my own children will marry from my own tribe. What about it? Please, people here, don't you desire your children to marry from your choice places?
It's even the normal thing. Until recently. It's biblical. No, when I was growing up, hello sir.
It's not only biblical.
Hello sir.
It's self-preserving. In the face of multi and global cultural mixes, people are preserving. Why are they doing policies in America and Britain for migration? If you don't want to preserve your own.
Yes.
Maybe all
this started.
Doesn't mean the sorry sir, doesn't mean you receive certain call or what?
Yes, I received somebody took ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣẹfẹgbọ ṣèbáwá la bùn bíbá ẹfẹgbọ ọmọ tí mo ti patronize Ibos for about 50 years oníbi lọ tí mo mọ ẹ wá ọmọ yẹn dúró síwájú mi ó sọ fún mi pé wọ́n ṣe ṣeré mi o torí wọ́n ti sọ nínú platform WhatsApp wọ́n ti spread the pictures mi kiri.
Imagine.
Told me to not ṣeré o that she was among those who are threatening me.
See,
a girl to gbé sọ́wọ́ mi báyìí.
Different ones.
You can't even they are friends.
Different ones.
The man exactly.
They are all about her. All about her.
I want to spread the picture, and they chose this picture because I'm wearing an academic gown to be able to be able to profile me. They buy God's intellectual. That's what they want to do.
That's why they use that photograph. That's photograph.
Calling me bastards, calling me Ashewu, calling me all sort of names. Where I have adult children. On platform I have adult children. Seeing them. This thing is over. They spread this picture. This is my picture in over 2,000 to 3,000 Igbo platforms. That was an attack on my privacy.
Okay.
And my space.
In answer to your question again, these things have always been there, but it came out. It came out in 2020. Because, like you said, everything is political. Even religion, it will come to rap politics. But in 2020, that EdSARS riot of 2020, when it started, it looked very ordinary, like it was just an ordinary national protest of youth. But along the line, you could read the handwritings that the thing is taking the shape as if the major movers, the people talking, especially when that man, Kanu, got involved, that this thing is looking so egocentric, right? Then it went to Obidient Movement. It went to Obidient Movement, and it was egocentric.
As these people are men now, for instance, are you demanding like they need to recharge their comments, or you have to?
No, the DSS is already reported with the DSS. I joined Linda Ike because she was the first person to report this, and it was syndicated from her page. So I joined her in the petition to the DSS that this is cyberbullying. It's a criminal offense. So that they know where all of this, even if they have to kill me, or if they succeed in killing me, like they are trying it, no, they will know where to go and feed them. The essence of this press conference is to let them know, since they have done it into an ethnic assault, an ethnic matter, attacking her, the cyberbullying took an ethnic dimension. If it was just one person against her, I wouldn't even be involved. If she was just arguing with one in Kitchener, I wouldn't be involved. But posting her picture into over 2,000 Igbo blogs, then social media, then it has an agenda. X, Facebook,
yes, sir.
Instagram.
Nobody, I've not seen that thing posted in Hausa blog. I've not seen it posted in Edo blog. I've not seen it posted in Yoruba blog. All the hateful comments, all these kind of comments, they are all from Igbo blogs and Igbo pages. Why? So the essence of this thing is to let them know that look, we are taking it as a Yoruba matter too. It's no longer an Adeyinka matter. It is a Yoruba matter too.
That is under.
Oh yes, we as Igbo Yoruba, and we are taking it round beyond this place. We are also letting them know that it's not a Yoruba matter. It's not a Dr. Adeyinka's matter anymore. Since you have made it an ethnic matter, we will also make it an ethnic matter. That is, it's as simple as that.
Sir, do you think true federalism can put stop to all this?
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
That's why they don't want it.
Another thing you have just mentioned now.
Because they're kicking against.
Sir, it's another thing you have just mentioned now. When
So,
Nigeria started,
our own people are there now. We have Chief Justice of Federation. We have President. Why can't they?
Have you seen the Nigerian Constitution before? Go and read the Nigerian Constitution. The Nigerian Constitution is an offshoot of the Urosi Constitution, Decree 2034. That Urosi Constitution itself, 5 Igbo men, Ben Wabweze, I can't remember that name, 5 of them sat down, wrote Constitution, and gave to Urosi, who is also an Igbo man. So say this is the constitution you are going to use to rule Nigeria. In that constitution, you dissolve the regions. And funny enough, it's counterproductive now, because if they have led that constitution, all this oil in Delta and Cross River and Amebo would have been for Eastern region if they have left it. But it was over ambition and greed. Now you now dissolve it, scatter the regions, now did a unitary constitution such that you unified the civil service such that Okoro can be posted from Enugu to Lagos. It can be posted to, and you know that you have an agenda. The people you are dealing with does not know you have an agenda. They don't have an agenda. Because you had an agenda without your dictator before. What they have done is that they have an economic philosophy, first and foremost, in Igbo land. Yes. Igbo, they have such thing they call, something called Igbo. It means come, let's conquer. It's a philosophy in Igbo land.
Like Omoluabi now.
That's who say Omoluabi now. Omoluabi in Kenya. It's Igbo. You know now. Come, let's conquer. They have that philosophy. So that philosophy just fits perfectly into Zionism. It fits perfectly into Zionism. Yes, sir. No. So that because they know what they want to do with dictator before. When we started, while Dr. Adeyinka Olarinmoye will be cracking a brain reading, then we go and do Miracle Center. So by the time Ondo State is able to produce 10 students for university, they have produced 100. So by the time you get to the civil service, and the civil service needs 100 people, and they need the best 100, they will fill 30 of the spaces. Because they have an agenda you did not have. They know where they are going. You did not know. You are just being innocently following. Omoluabi following. So you find that the whole civil service in that period, they just occupied everything. So when the Fulanis got over the power from there, they just at some point they just polished it until 1999. Abacha too carried what's the professor? Is it Yadudu or something? No, it's not Abacha. It's Abota Mando now. Yadudu, I think the other professor Yadudu. Only him. The middle one 5 people wrote it. This only him wrote it. The National Constitution. Only him. Just I just said it. Carry Islam, put inside the Quran. Tell you that you can do what you cannot do enough now. Sharia. Tell that you cannot do this. You cannot do this. Tell us that in the component, this one that federal government can do, maybe 17. You cannot do NEPA. You cannot do right. You cannot do road. All those ones are under what do you call it now? Exclusive list. Everything is under exclusive list. There may be grass and pepper soup can be under component, which means that exclusive list is everything inside the federal government, which was not so. In the regional government, the Western region had an embassy in UK. In the regional government, they could have done this NEPA, they could have done it. In the regional government, you can do your stadium. In the regional government, you can do virtually everything except defense and external affairs. But now, to change that law, you can't.
You can't.
And you want to change it. You know what? In that constitutional review, you need a particular percentage. Right? Maybe 2/3. Before you even start, they have shut it down. Where are you going to get to the 3rd? They have done, over the years, they have done the constitution, this national constitution, in such a way that of the 774 local government, maybe 400 is in the core north. Between Katsina, Kano and Jigawa, which used to be one state. If you have one state, when the was one state, between the two of them now, they have about 77 or so local governments. Between the two of them, which used to be one state. Meanwhile, Lagos is still 20. Based on that 77, they have the whole of Southeast. It's not up to, it's just a little bigger than Oyo State. The whole of the Southeast. Meanwhile, they have 15 governors. They have 5 governors, 50 senators, everything. This they get from Abuja. They get their income, their allocation from Abuja, right? Meanwhile, Oyo State alone is generating a higher, more than double the IGR of the whole 5 states of Southeast. Is that not crazy? Oyo State alone generates IGR greater, 2 times greater than the whole IGR of the Southeast. Meanwhile, when Lagos State contributes IGR, they give Lagos State back about 20% of the IGR it contributes. When Abia State contributes something, they will return to Abia State about 200% of what they contributed. Meanwhile, all those things you are collecting, allocation, VAT, everything is in your Southeast. But half of the population is in Lagos. To pressure the resources of Lagos, to pressure the resources of Ondo. Why? If we had a true federation, they cannot do it because we have our own police. We have our own means to check all those things. That's why they don't want, they will never allow it. But we continue talking. The best our legislators can do is within the scope of the law, the realities of today's law. They must be able to cover something that protects the indigenous people. For example, how can you say you establish blue roof restaurants, sir? You establish blue roof restaurants. Then the next thing you do, you are the man, okay, to go blue roof restaurant. Then he wants to employ. He will not go to his village. He employs other people without going there and bring 98 people. They will not employ 2 Yoruba men as gateman and cleaner. That's what they do. Why? On this land. So if there must be such legislation where the government will say no, you will do anything here, at least 70% of the employment must go to the people who are truly indigenous to Lagos. And such thing is existing in
Niger Delta.
Akwa Ibom now. And so many places, but it cannot be Lagos.
Can we even blame them? Eh?
But sir,
can we blame them?
Sir,
are we not the ones?
Some measures government are taking
can we blame
to
them?
prevent that invasion. We have some traditional ruler who is stood for Igbo to erect structure and later.
Which one are you from, sir?
Pondo.
Eh? Pondo. Okay. No, I said paper.
Okay. Equipment.
Okay.
And later give back to them. Government is trying, but some bad elements.
I can hear you.
So I'm saying government is trying by putting measure, maybe from Ministry of Land, all those building agencies to curb those invasion you mentioned earlier. Then we have some traditional ruler who is standing for those guys. They will do the house and later transfer the ownership to them.
One machine very soon.
Because don't be quiet. Now we can no longer be quiet. We are going to be talking. We are going to be talking. We are going to be talking. We are going to be talking and putting them under pressure that we are seeing. So they must know that we are seeing now. We are not quiet anymore. Everybody must do what is his responsibility. You must do as you are required to do. And we will not allow you, whoever you are, even governor or president or whoever, even your Oba, we will not allow you to endanger our lives. Yes. If we see you doing things that has the capacity to endanger the life of Yoruba people, we will talk about it. We will talk about it. We will not allow you. We are just starting. We will be talking about it. Because you can, for example, look at what time I will say, how can you, Lagos State government, now go to Lekki, Bejuleki, and sell land by the Atlantic Ocean to non-Ibos, non-Yorubas? Why? You shouldn't even sell it. The government should just take it and use it for whatever they want to use it for. All those land by the ocean, by the lagoon, oceanfront land, you know what that means? The other day they caught 88 people. They say they want to come and cut grass in Dangote. Is that not ridiculous? Ridiculous. Because when you say 88 people are coming to cut grass in this, do you know what they can? It doesn't make any sense. Because truly, they return them. Yeah. Truly, if those people came from manual labor, truly, we have thousands of Yoruba people, or even Hausa people.
Where are they from? Those guys.
They came from Katsina.
Transportation cost.
They're from Katsina.
Because people, they came by whatever, by land, by truck. You know what they do? Banda labor. Are you telling me that there are no people in Lekki, even Hausa people, who can?
They have their own people. Wọ́n lọ sí Alábàrágó, wọ́n lọ sí Ìdí Àràbà, wọ́n lọ sókè Kòtò, lọ Agége.
So you know that it's not.
You know where their clusters are.
Those guys came for a different thing. And you have an idea what this guy can do by the.
So can the DSS rush it somewhere?
Okay, no, the police actually reported that they were in the know that
So when I send them back.
NLC chairperson.
Okay.
Fumi Sese was on their necks.
Okay, on the labor aspect.
She was.
And they couldn't risk labor strike. Imagine that.
It was the NLC Lagos State chapter that stepped in that they must be returned.